October 13th, 2020, open session meeting of the Ayer Planning Board. As required, given our circumstances, I need to read this intro. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, Governor Baker issued an emergency order temporarily suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law. Public bodies otherwise governed by the OML, open meeting law, are temporarily relieved from the requirement that meetings be held in public places, open and physically accessible to the public, so long as measures are taken to ensure public access to the body's deliberations through adequate alternative means. This meeting will be broadcast live on Channel 8 and on Zoom. The public may participate remotely by following the call-in information on the bottom of the live broadcast screen. Excuse me. For the Zoom meeting information relating to remote participation, please contact Cindy Knox, IT Director, at cknox@ayer.ma.us or 978-772-8252 prior to the meeting. Thank you very much. So, I'd like to call us to order. We have a quorum. First order under general business is to approve the agenda. May I have a motion, please?
I make a motion to approve the agenda for the October 13th, 2020 meeting of the Ayer Planning Board.
Thank you very much. Do we have any discussion? I'm sorry, do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do we have any discussion about the agenda? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
We have to go, I'm sorry, we have to do it. I've forgotten the order we have to do it in.
Yep.
And I'm going to go by order of pictures on my screen. Mr. Krantz.
Aye.
Thank you. Mr. Diskin.
Aye.
Mr. King.
Aye.
Ms. Murray.
Aye.
And chair votes aye. Fantastic. Thank you. First on our list is the Catania Oil agreement and release pertaining to, and I think this means tree buffer, which means a area with trees on it between the building and the street. Anybody? Do we have somebody here from Catania?
I thought we did.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, we have Mr. Dan Brackett and also Joseph Basile from Catania Oils here to talk about this issue. And our town council, KP Law, has been working with them to finalize this agreement to install a treed buffer along Nemco Way.
Thank you. Actually, Mark, I got the updated documents from Heather earlier today. Is that what they've been working? Are these the same documents that everyone has at this point? Do you know?
Yeah, they should be. Heather put them on letterhead.
Yep.
And we had to change the date to October from September in the original draft.
Okay.
Also, Mr. Brackett may mention there was a minor change that their council recommended to the enforcement section, which is just 2 words, which I'm sure they will relate to us.
Great. Well, we'd appreciate a little bringing us up to speed, if you don't mind, on what's going on, what this is. I don't think anybody sitting on the current board was here back in 1985.
So this is Dan Brackett from Catania Oils. Back in 1985, there was a stipulation put on the land for a vegetative buffer between 80 and 90 feet from the street. I think that was put on the land at the time because it was a sand pit and other activities were going on down there. In our due diligence and researching our property, we found this. And not only that, but had also in the interim, through the approval of the town and boards, had installed a parking area and so forth. So we're going to you today to do a revision to that, and the revision is basically to have a standard setback for the town, which I believe is 25 feet. And in the interest of the spirit of the law, as opposed to the letter of the law, plant a row of trees along the road to reestablish a vegetative buffer, just within the 25-foot setback. I have a couple drawings we can look at if you like, and I also have the document that was submitted.
Thank you. Have the rest of the members of the board had a chance to take a look at the documents that were sent to them?
Yes.
I think,
Yes.
okay. I think the one, Mr. Brackett, if you don't mind, if we spend a few minutes on, would be, I think you referred to as Exhibit A. It's the actual plan.
Yep.
Is that possible to bring up if you have it?
Yeah. Figure out how to do this.
I don't know if Cindy's allowed you to share your screen.
I believe she has. If Mr. Brackett can't access it, I can try.
Oh, I have it now.
I also have a copy of it on my screen, so here we go. Good.
There you go.
Thank you.
I believe that's Exhibit A.
Yep.
So I think you can see my cursor. So these circles are a row of trees along Westford Road.
Mm-hmm.
It's not drawn in this version. If you need to see it, that's fine. There's basically a buffer a line about 90 feet that runs along here.
Mm-hmm.
So this agreement is to remove that 90-foot buffer and reestablish it at the 25 feet with this row of trees.
Okay. Yeah, if I may, I was on the board when Catania came back and asked about changing the configuration of the parking lots and the traffic pattern around the building, and that was approved by the board, I'm going to guess 3 to 3.5 years ago.
Yes. And
Okay.
fortunately, during the due diligence during that time, our surveying company, they did not discover this setback requirement.
Mm-hmm. I think that is probably.
And if they had, we would have been doing what we're doing today back then.
Okay. So the offer is the agreement. If I read, please, Mr. Brackett, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Oh, I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, okay. So if I understand correctly, you want to put in 8 trees, 4 of each variety, 4 scarlet oak and 4 green base Zelkova, excuse me, in those circles that are there, correct?
Well, I believe on the agreement, it was just to put in a row of trees that would indigenous to the area would be determined by an arborist.
Okay.
For that application.
So you're not actually wed to the species that are on the.
We're not wed to any particular species, although
Okay.
I personally would prefer them not to be white pine.
You live locally, sir. I'm only kidding. We've got a lot of them. No, I was just curious because both species of trees are nice. I just, indigenous to the area, I don't know about the Zelkova. That is one that came over on a boat a long, long time ago. But anyway, so ultimately what you're saying is some number of trees represented by these circles that will be determined by an arborist.
Yep.
Okay. Are there questions from the other board members about this? Because I do have a couple other ones. But yeah, Mr. Krantz?
Yeah, I only have one question. Is that, am I missing anything? Is there anything controversial or contentious I should be paying close attention to? Or is this what it looks like, a very straightforward request to plant 8 trees? I just want to know, is there anything more complicated than that, or anything I need to be aware of or we need to be aware of that's more complicated than that?
I don't believe so. I mean, actually, our original request, which was somewhat informal with the town and with the Conservation Commission, was to just get the vegetated buffer removed, and the Conservation Commission recommended the spirit of the law in planting a row of trees. So there's nothing, I mean, to be transparent, we have been growing over the years. I think a couple 3 years ago, we put an addition on and put some rail service extended the rail service in the back. So that's down here. We do continue to grow, and we do have tentative plans to put a building in this area here, which has already been reviewed by the Conservation Commission, and we obviously will be approaching you soon with that. But that would still, just so that everyone's on the same page, so there's not any concern, We in no way are looking to go our building up to the 25-foot setback. There is ledge in this area, so we're roughly at 50 feet. So any building wall that would be here would be away from the road, and there is a embankment there. So we would look to be 50 to 60 feet away from the road, so well outside of the 25-foot buffer.
Thank you. And Mr. Brackett, if I'm not mistaken, I think the top of the berm is around 255 feet, and the level of the parking lot is somewhere between 230 and 235 feet. So it's about a 15, 20-foot change in height between
Yes,
where those guesstimate, Jonathan, would be where those middle of the circles are, is
Yeah.
roughly 254 feet, plus or minus. And the parking stalls you see at the bottom, the closest would be 236 feet. 235 feet is just above the edge of that parking lot area.
Yeah, so up in
A
here,
20-foot
it's,
drop there.
yeah, up in here, it's flat. It's like a knoll,
Yeah.
not grassy.
Yeah.
And then, yes, there's a drop. We will, in the event that we go forward with the application for building and building, this lower level will be raised up significantly.
Okay.
Be a lot of fill brought in as well. We'll have to put in a retaining wall here for the building with that incline in close proximity.
Other questions from the board?
Yeah, Mr. Chair.
Please, Mr. Diskin.
So at the beginning of the meeting, Mark indicated that the landscaping of the trees would be planted between Nimco Way and the building. And we see on the drawing, it's between Westford Road and the building.
No, it's between Westford Road and the building.
Right, yeah, Mr. Chair, I was mistaken. Yeah, I was referring to their address, their mailing address. But yes, it is on Westford, yeah.
So that was prompting me to my next concern, which was did the original agreement for the 90-foot setback only apply to Westford Road, or did it apply to Nemco Way as well as Westford Road? Bob, Dan, excuse me.
It does. If it please, I can show you another drawing from that period, which.
So when we make this change, is what I'm getting at, we're actually changing the buffer for the entire perimeter of the property. We're agreeing to a 25-foot buffer for the entire area. That's what I'm trying to get at. Or is the exception only for the Westford Road side?
I understand what you're trying to get at. I'm trying to get at the right drawing. Here it is. I have it. Please bear with me.
There needs to be a universal naming system for drawings.
Okay.
There you
We
go.
have that
Right.
as well. Yeah.
So this is the original plot plan from back put in place. So if you can see my cursor, you can see a dotted line here,
Okay.
Westford Road, and then it continues on somewhere, maybe not as far as New England Way. But so that's designating or indicating that 90-foot buffer. So to answer the question, there's no 90-foot buffer along Nemco Way. It is only along Westford Road.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, and if I may,
therefore,
yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Brackett. If you may, you all, again, I may have been the only member of the board who was there when that happened, but along Nemco Way, there's a dotted, obviously the boundary to the road, and there's that dotted line. That is not exactly where it is now. However, during the last application from Catania, there were tractor trailer parking needs along Nemco Way.
Yes.
And so there's actually bump out parking that was approved for for live parking for tractor trailers up there. And so if we go to the other plan, it's there.
Oh, yeah.
So that would have eaten into any space also, Ken, and that issue did not come up when we were talking about it. And
Okay.
those turnouts don't go all the way to the corner if I recall.
Oh, you can see it stops here.
Yeah.
It stops right here.
Yeah, roughly there, exactly.
And about where the utility pole is, right here is where it starts.
Exactly. And that's actually been a great improvement, and you don't have the erosion issues you used to have on the side of the road there.
Yep.
Okay.
Again, in doing this parking lot, or just to clarify, in doing this parking lot, this turnout was a request by the board at that time.
Mhm. Yep. Other questions from the board? If I may, Mr. Brackett,
Yep.
Mr. Basile, I'm glad you're not 100% wedded to the trees that you have on the list. I think we're looking at a period of time when we're going to be looking for, hopefully your arborist can help with this, something that's probably going to be fairly drought tolerant and heat tolerant going forward. We're got a
Yeah, I know.
long
I know
period of
little.
time. Yeah.
I know little about trees, so that's where we're going to look for some professional support on that.
Good. Yeah.
Because, we want to, I think we had some language in there about by using an arborist, selecting a tree that's going to be good for the area and good for the upkeep of the road in the town, right? We don't need to be 30 years later, have trees that have to be dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
I have another question, Mr. Chair, before you
Yes,
leave.
please, Mr. Diskin.
So in the agreement, I thought there was something quite odd in the agreement where the maintenance of the trees became the responsibility of the town. I don't quite get that at all.
Well, so trees grow, and at some point in time in the future, these trees could get large.
Get what?
Get large, and we can select a variety that's dwarf or stays small. But we just wanted to be clear that since that's in the 25-foot setback, which is considered part of the responsibility of the town, we just wanted to be clear that in the event the trees came down or had any issue with them, they would be managed by the town.
I've never heard the term where the town is responsible for the 25-foot setback. Mark, you want to give me some tip on that?
Yeah, Mr. Brackett and the board, this might be a good point to describe the minor change that I believe your council recommended to the second page of the agreement, item number 4, enforcement. Originally read, the town shall have the right to enforce this agreement by appropriate legal proceedings and to obtain injunctive and other equitable relief against any violations. I believe that Catania Oil is wishing to change that text to either party shall have the right to enforce this agreement. So change the word the town, so the town is the only enforcement agency, to either party having the ability to do that. Mr. Brackett, correct me if I'm wrong, but I did run this by our town council, and she was fine with the minor change to the text.
You are correct. I highlighted it on the screen here so everyone could see it.
Yeah, actually, Ken, Mr. Diskin,
Want to go to the paragraph where it talks about who's responsible for the trees?
yeah, could you point it out to me? Because I did read through this and I may have gotten it confused, so I'd appreciate it. Because I read this as the owner being responsible for the trees.
The applicant didn't seem to say
Trying
that.
to find it.
I'm quickly doing the same thing you're doing, Dan. Mr. Brackett, I'm reading through the first page. And
I do recall at one point in time that being in there, but I'm failing to find it at this point.
And that actually brings, so the release of agreement that exists for the payment of $1,
Mm-hmm.
that is not changing ownership of that slice of land. It is releasing Catania from the agreement with the town.
Right,
Right.
we know that.
Okay. Or, I'm sorry, JAR Realty.
Yeah, it's E, 1E. Upon approval by the planning board of the buffer, the town of Ayer shall maintain and be liable for the trees in the buffer.
I don't get it, period.
I'm sorry, Mr. Diskin?
I don't get that. I don't
Yeah.
see how we can approve something where the town is maintaining something that's off town property. And I'm surprised our town council didn't pick up on that if she looked at it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I mean, on a public way, if a tree was to come down, aside from this public way, who
It's
was,
not on the public way. It's inside your lot. The public way stops at your lot line. Your
No.
25-foot buffer is within your own lot line.
I understand that. So
Mhm.
I'm looking for clarification. That if a tree fell down across a road, who's responsible for it?
If the tree was within the boundaries of the town road, in all probability, the tree warden would be helpful to the town or the DPW to be responsible for it. But a tree that's off town property would be the responsibility of the owner of the property. As far as I know.
I think in practice, that's actually what happens, though. If a tree were to come down and cross into the road from the property, the town would, it really depends on the people who are there at the time when the tree comes into the road, but they will clear the road in order to make it passable.
Yeah, in no way is this so this is a document that was written up by some lawyers, so in no way that it's critical. If that's to be struck in, that is fine.
Yeah, I think what, if you read it in its broadest terms, and thank you, Mr. Diskin, it says, upon approval of the planning board of the buffer, the town of Ayer shall maintain and be liable for the trees in the buffer. Worst case scenario, a tree gets planted, it's got a year or two warranty on it, the tree dies in 3 years. The warranty on the replanting of the tree would, by this language, I would assume, put it on the town's shoulders. And that's actually not something that we can, I believe, as a planning board, we can do.
No, we can't do
No, and we understand that. There's not intention to.
I think as a matter of practice, what happens in the case where a tree would come down in a storm, yeah, we'd have the people, tree came down off a piece of property around the corner, brought down some power lines, brought down in our neighborhood recently. I know the DPW went over and started to remove the tree to keep the street open, even though it falls upon either the utility or the landowner who owns it. But I have a feeling they work that out later, if they work it out at all.
What if the tree blew into the parking lot and landed on a Mercedes-Benz?
Exactly.
So I don't, we got to take it out as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm.
No, and that's perfectly fine. That can be removed.
Okay.
Again, it was language that was added through the process. I don't think there was any specific request to add that language. I completely understand that, if there's a tree there and it falls and hits our building, we're all doing what Americans do, right? We cut it up, get rid of it, take care of it. We've been good citizens and partners with the town. We are only planting trees to help satisfy a simple request from the Education Commission. I mean, so therefore that's where that came from. But absolutely, we have no trouble even maintaining the trees.
Thank you. So I've actually struck it from my copy.
That's perfectly fine.
The above it, I'm going to ask one question, and of course, Ken, we put a magnifying glass on one thing. Under D, the buffer shall be completed prior to the issuance of a certificate of occupancy or similar certification from the town of Ayer for the addition at the property. And that is the building you were speaking about that doesn't quite exist yet?
Correct.
Mr. Brackett?
So I know we did add that. We did specifically add that. And what we wanted to do is give you guys some
Insurance.
some insurance that we're going to do what we're committing to doing.
It's great.
So,
Okay.
And then if we're going to do some construction, we don't want you to expect trees to be there that we're going to knock over. So then upon the completion of the building, there'll be a row of trees.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. We're also getting better at tracking. We're getting pretty good at tracking projects now and making sure that they don't fall through the cracks. And I should say, and I should have said it up front, we do appreciate you coming forward with this.
Yes, we do.
Absolutely.
We really do. Any other questions from the board? I think we're probably at a again, thank you for bringing it to us. I think we're at a situation where if we were to strike paragraph E from page 2 and under 4, under enforcement, change it to either party has been discussed between the parties, we're probably at a really good spot for this.
Mhm.
Is that a pretty good reading of the board?
Yes,
And
yes.
I know we would have to act on it as a board, Mr. Brackett, but I'm happy to put it on the agenda for our meeting in 2 weeks. If we can get it done between now and then and get it taken care of.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I also say, place looks great.
We try.
No, the people out, you've got the tent out front, people are enjoying it. They've got a nice place to sit. The buildings, it's been thank you. It's been an uptick in that area. We've been in town about 6 years and I drive by there constantly. So, and you're busy. Wow. There's always
Yeah,
something going on over there.
I've been there 10 years, and with the support of the owners, the Basile family, we've been able to do a lot of things, both make the place look more presentable to the town, do some advocacy for the town. You guys have all been good partners. We've been growing, we've been adding people, so we're paying more taxes, more taxpayers, all of that.
Good.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Anything else that you might need from us this evening?
No, we're good.
Great. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate
Is
it.
there a finding? Didn't Mark recommend a finding that we should consider for this evening?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, that is if the board was ready to act on this this evening, I was going to recommend a motion to approve the agreement and also the release of the prior agreement. But it sounds like the chair is in the direction of let's get the final document in hand before the planning board endorsement of this.
No, I would appreciate that. Let's just wrap it all up in a bow. Get it all tidied up and ready to go. And I would ask Mark that we put it first on the list for our meeting on the 27th.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, and on our end, there's nothing pressing, so.
Oh, yeah, you know what happens if you don't keep an eye on it? It disappears for 20 years.
Yeah, I know. We're well aware of that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to move us along because we do have some other stuff to take care of, and I got to get Cindy home before tomorrow morning.
Absolutely.
APAC. Thank you very much, and look forward to seeing you on our next meeting on the 27th. Thank you.
Forward to it.
Thank you for your time.
Sorry.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yes, thank you. Moving along, next on our list, continue public hearing, special permit 14 Washington Street. Hopefully you all had a chance to take a look at Mark's memorandum staff briefing for this evening. Thank you very much, Mark, for putting it together. Mark and I talked about this the other day, and 14 Washington Street doesn't have anything for us this evening. And we don't have a formal request from them to continue until the 27th, but I think we're probably going to at this point.
Are you looking for a motion, Chair, for the continuance?
Do we need one, Mark?
Yes.
Please do, Mr. Krantz.
Yep. To make a motion that we continue the public hearing for the special permit at 14 Washington Street to our next meeting. I believe that would be the 27th.
Do you have a second, please? May I have a second? I didn't know if you heard it.
Second.
Oh, thank you. Any further discussion? Okay, now the pictures have changed in order. Mr. Diskin, how do you vote?
Yes. Aye.
Thank you. Mr. King?
Aye.
Ms. Murray?
Aye.
Mr. Krantz?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. Okay, great. Thank you. Continue the site plan review for Washington Street. We probably should put it. Please make a motion. Yes, thank you.
I make a motion that we continue the site plan review for 14 Washington Street to our next meeting on October 27th.
Thank you. Do you have a second?
Seconded.
Thank you, Ms. Murray. Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Let's see. Mr. Diskin.
Aye.
Mr. King.
Aye.
Ms. Murray.
Aye.
Mr. Krantz?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Chair's going to take a moment and say, can we reach out, please, and find out what's going on with 14 Washington Street between now and the next meeting? Maybe jump on it earlier, Mark, and see if they're going to be coming to us.
Yes, absolutely.
Appreciate it. I'm not being curious. I just want to best use our time. Okay,
Yes.
next on our list is the continued review of the amended site plan for Ayer Solar 2B.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Ms. Murray had a comment.
I'm
It's
sorry.
It's not important, but in regards to names moving and trying to keep track of us, in third grade, they changed their name during the day. And I could have changed my name to Old Grandpa or Mr. John. And then it moves again.
Well, I'm going by the pic. I'm doing the pictures on the screen.
I
And the
dare
good news is I know your names.
I dare Jonathan to change his name first.
You're picking on an old guy here. Technology. I can change my name, huh? I'm not sure I want
It
to.
was very entertaining today to watch all of the names change.
Do they talk about that before they jump in?
Yes, the teacher actually says, "Excuse me, but whoever has just changed their name to Old Grandpa, please put your name back on the Zoom."
Oh. It's no longer give me the piece of gum. Don't pass the note. Don't change.
And the poor lady still hasn't actually learned their names yet because she's never actually met anybody.
That's got to be difficult. That's got to be
God bless these
difficult.
teachers. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
Okay, Ayer Solar 2B. Did you all get a chance to read the staff briefing on this?
Yes.
Shaking of heads is telling me yes. The basic request is that, and I spoke to the proponent, and he sent an email without actually. I don't know how much I can talk about without opening the.
I have to recuse myself.
Thank you. Mr. Diskin, you don't. We won't talk about it, okay? But suffice to say that it will be a topic for our next meeting. Fair enough? So may I have a motion to
Yes.
continue the review?
I make a motion that we continue the review for the amended site plan of Ayer Solar 2B to our next meeting on October 27th.
Seconded.
Okay. Moved and seconded. Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Mr. King.
Aye.
Ms. Murray.
Aye.
Old Graham. No, Mr. Krantz.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Mr. Diskin is not being asked to vote. Thank you. Brings us to town planner update.
Yes, Mr. Chair, most of my updates, actually all my updates come under old business.
Okay.
The old cases that the planning board approved in the recent past that we've been asked to revisit for compliance prior to the final certificates of occupancy being issued.
Why don't you jump in on that then? Go ahead and old business, please.
Okay, the first of those is 48 Central Ave, the townhouses that were constructed by David Gianetta and Home Scout. Our building commissioner is withholding the last CO for that property until the planning board signs off, so to speak, on the site plan. I sent the copy of the site plan to the DPW, to Mark and Dan to review and ask them to look at the stormwater and engineering aspects of the plan. And I think this might be a good project for us to conduct a site visit since, we had a lot of problems initially with the big hole in the ground and safety concerns. So we're still waiting for DPW. Probably will take them a few days to review this, but I think it would be good for the board to schedule a site visit within a week or so, since Mr. Gianetta is aware that we've been asked to chime in on the site plan approval. When I looked at the approval from August 2017. The only condition placed on the approval back then was, quote, "The building must be sprinkled per the fire department and building commissioner." So basically what we have to look at is the plan itself and look to see that the actual as-built, so to speak, matches what the plan showed. So that's 48 Central Ave. Again, DPW has been asked to look at the technical and stormwater aspects of the plan and get back to us. But I think it would be good. I would love to get on the site and see what's happening as well.
Okay, Mr. Diskin, you have a point?
Yes, Mr. Gianetta, if that's the correct pronunciation, seemed to have a urgency in an email that he wrote to you, Mark, about us getting out there. I thought it had to do with the first occupancy permit. I understand Charlie doesn't want to issue it for the last occupancy permit, but I thought the urgency had to do right now for the first one.
Yeah. When I talked to Charlie today about this, just to get the latest, he told me it was the last one, but you know.
Well,
Well, it may have something to do with the fact that the bank, whoever's going to give a mortgage to someone, but in all probability, even if it had nothing to do with Mr. Schultz, wants to have an assurance that the site is of a, pretty much a completed condition or close to it with a punch list. So my question is that I don't know if I wasn't on the planning board then, but I'm not so sure that we had a requirement for an as-built drawing, which we do now, I think, in everything we do. But it certainly would be prudent to look into the drawings themselves or any language that said they do require some kind of an as-built. So we know that what we're looking at in the field is, and I'd like to have some, I guess you can provide the full-scale drawing for us to be in the field with rather than 11 by 17 or something like that. We'd need to have a document that's easy to look at in the field is what I'm getting at.
Right. Yes, I scanned an 11 by 17, which I can send to everyone. But certainly when we do go to the site, I can bring the full plan set. I think we only have one.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. If I may, Mr. Krantz, I saw you had a question, but I'm going to, actually, Mr. Krantz, what's your point? No, please, maybe.
Oh, okay. So I don't remember which document this came from, but I thought that the issue was regarding, as Ken said, the first CO, and the issue there was to be sure that the sprinkling had been complete across all units, or at least the adjacent units to the first CO, before that, and which seems to me very reasonable thing to ensure is complete before someone moves in, that the adjacent units are indeed sprinkled for obvious reasons. I think that's a good thing to do. So is my understanding of that correct? That what's at issue is ensuring that the sprinkling is completed before the first CO is issued? Is that what's at issue here?
If I may, and I have a similar memory of that, Mr. Krantz. It was I'm not sure which units. I'm not sure which unit is under agreement. If it is an interior unit, it would be units on both sides. If it's an end unit, it would be obviously the unit next door to it. We don't know exactly which one it is. What I asked Mr. Archambault to do was to put together, as best he could, a list of what would be required for us to sign off on the completed project. So as Mrs. Diskin pointed out, they can move forward with the bank and stuff like that. This is a project that we all know has stopped and started. I don't know that they actually ever gave the planning board anything more than a cursory drawing of it. They obviously had to go farther and deeper in order to build it. So it would be very helpful, as Mr. Diskin pointed out, to get a copy of the plans. I know if there's sprinkled buildings, there's going to have to be some sort of plan of the as-built. There has to be access, there has to be a shut-off, there has to be a bunch of stuff that goes with sprinklers and stuff like that.
Connection to the fire department.
That would be the fire department and with the building department. So we got a little bit of work to do to pull it all together. There are some issues about the lot, if I can talk about it just briefly. The lot now fronts out on Central, but the back part of it fronts out onto a residential. And the request from the proponent when they did it was they wanted to change the zoning for the entire lot to be residential and non-commercial, and basically make the front of the lot Central Ave. So while they were doing that, there was a discussion about the back of the lot being quite steep and rocky, that it needs to have some sort of fence or retaining system put up there for safety. So there's going to be an issue about that. I don't think they have a fence built. I think they're seriously contemplating a fence. I'm not sure they're going to get it done before their first closing. And to be quite honest, we're in the second week of October. Their closing's the end of November, I believe. Getting a fence built on a steep hill in snow and ice is a challenge. But I hope that they have a plan in place. So given that, like I said, I asked Mark to try and put together, as best we can, a list of what we need to be looking at. I would be happy to do a site walk this weekend. It's going to be in the rain if it's on Saturday, but that's perfectly fine with me. Would other board members be able to join us on Saturday? Mr. Krantz says yes. Mr. Diskin, I'm seeing shaking of heads. What's a good time for people? I know all of us are up pretty early, so, you know.
By the earlier the better.
Agreed.
I would, Mr. Chair, I would just suggest, or really require, that either the fire department is there with us or has already checked out the sprinkle system. Otherwise, our trip will be, it could be a wasted time.
I don't know that we can actually require the fire department. We can make a request to the fire department. I'm also more than willing to step in and speak to the fire department directly if you all want. I have managed dozens of buildings with sprinkler systems in them. As a matter of fact, I'm interested to see how they've accomplished, how they're not going to get a freeze up in the first year. Mr. Krantz.
I just want to make the observation that releasing units in a contiguous building, I think, is a very different thing from releasing units in a subdivision of independent homes. Because you can imagine in a subdivision, independent home, the completion of other units has no possible bearing on my safety or well-being whatsoever. However, when we're talking about condo units, cheek and jowl, then the completion of the rest of the units does matter. Potential for electrical fire, any water hazard, anything you might imagine could affect someone in a different unit who was living in a unit, even if the thing happened in an unoccupied unit. So I think that sensitivity has to be part of our thinking when we see the site.
I think that's great. I agree. I agree with that point. And I would add one more point to it. 7 units, 1 sells. The developer is no longer solvent. What happens to the other 6? It's a big challenge. Just thought about that, didn't you, Mr. Krantz? So let's find a time for Saturday. We got a little bit of homework to do. What do you think? We're 8:30, 9 o'clock. I will put those out there.
Can we do 9?
I 9's on my list. 9. I've got shaking of head. Thumbs up for 9 o'clock.
9? Excellent.
Yep. Nathan, you're in for 9?
Earlier the better.
Let's do 9 o'clock, please. Mark, if you could set that up, that would be great, please.
We'll have to post that, but we will.
Yep, and let me know, and I'll make sure to reach out to everybody by phone also, so everything gets taken care of along those lines. Thank you. Any other comments on 48 Central? Questions? Okay. Next on the list is 66 Westford Road. You want to go, Mark? You want me to touch on the high points?
Basically, based on the site visit that I think, Jeff and I had over there 2 weeks ago, they prepared a new landscaping plan based on mainly Jeff's recommendations, and they updated it, and I believe it was to the satisfaction of most of the board at the time, but we need to ratify such with a finding to sort of, endorse the changes and declare that they're not major changes. There were a few things that needed to be shifted slightly, the parking area for the employees. Again, the landscaping shifted a little bit. So I developed a finding in my staff memo, which if the board is agreeable to that, we can do that tonight.
Yeah, thank you. I don't see, I saw the letter that got sent to us, Mark. I didn't see it in the package, but I may have gotten confused. I am remiss in when I spoke to each of the board members individually, since our walk along the property, I did not mention the employee parking. Let me touch on it from my memory, Mark. You can always correct me, please do. The employee parking space is underneath it's on the south side, behind the building on the south side of the property. It goes, it underneath the National Grid wires. The issue there is they can't do exactly what they wanted to do because of the easement with National Grid. So it's going to be they're paving it, Mark, but they moved it. I forget exactly what they did with it. Do you recall?
I believe they shifted the entire lot 20 feet to the north in order to accommodate the right-of-way.
They were too far into the right of way. They shifted it to the north and they reworked the numbers on the detention pond next to it. And so the numbers on the property all stayed the same, but they were in a situation where they just encroached a little too far into the National Grid easement. They're a little frustrated right now because National Grid has not been easy to deal with for them. Don't even know if they have power yet, to be honest with you. The reason we had the site walk is so that they could get approval of the change of what they wanted to do out front and get our input out front so that they could basically put National Grid on the spot and say, you're holding us up to a large extent. I know I've been through it with every one of you. They have sent an updated plan. I don't know if the board has seen that. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. It comes through and I've been looking at it and I thank you. And as really what we discussed when we were there was the plans that they had as drawn were actually putting impediments in the way of safety in my eyes. They were putting trees at the side window level of large trucks. So trucks had to actually move into the road to come to a stop to see who was coming. So also the large section of the building that is on the south side of the front of the lot, they've moved the trees over there to break up the line on that. And as I said, they've added they've designated 2 areas on the corners of the driveways going in for pollinator gardens. They have listed the species that we discussed and they'll add a couple of others in there. So if we're lucky and things grow, we should see 3 seasons of color there. And it's all perennial and pollinator, which would be pretty cool. And the area underneath the wires has to remain turf. That is on the south side of the south driveway, right along Westford Road. Do you feel like we can make that finding now? Mark?
Yes, I believe so. And you accurately described everything that we discussed with the Cataldos out there.
Thanks.
Yeah, so the finding I highlighted in page 2 of my report, I could read it into the record if you'd like.
Is Mr. Krantz, do you have a copy of it in front of you?
Yes, I'd be delighted to.
Please
Mark,
do.
if you don't
are
mind.
the clerk.
All right. So,
I love
finding.
these small town gatherings. Go ahead.
The Air Planning Board finds that the changes to the Cataldo site plan approved by the Planning Board on June 26, 2018, as described in the letter dated September 30th, 2020, from Oak Consulting Group to Mark Archambault, Air Town Planner, as well as the revised plan sheet C-010 that illustrates these changes, are minor and in keeping with the original site plan approval.
Thank you. Any other action we need to take at this point, Mark?
No, I believe that's it. By making that finding, we
Good.
endorse the minor change.
Thank you. The site really did take a huge step forward in how it looked when they got the landscaping started and the divider built in the back. And I think I also told you, and I'll put this out into the public also, they have told us they will not be storing any milk products or chemical products out in the yard this year. And they have asked to wait until the spring to build the actual bins for Outback. And they've cleaned up the site. I mean, COVID really affected a lot of different things, and they ended up using it as storage for borrow piles for projects they were working on. And those projects are now moving forward, so they've been able to clean the site off. Great. 217 West Main Street.
Wait, I'm not sure that the motion was seconded or.
Oh, for the findings?
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm moving too fast. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion. Go ahead, Jonathan, sorry.
I was going to say, I make a motion to accept the finding as the clerk has recorded it in this meeting for 66 Westford Road, Cataldo.
Thank you. Have a second, please.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Diskin. Moved and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Diskin, you're first again.
Aye.
Mr. King.
Aye.
Ms. Murray.
Aye.
Mr. Krantz.
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. Thank you very much, guys. It's nice that that project's coming together, and we'll keep an eye on it. Lastly, they'll be planting in the spring when the stuff's available, as it was described in the letter. Okay, 217 West Main, they have planted what they can in this season. They will finish the planting in the spring. 217 West Main Street. Mark.
Yes, this is a similar situation. Mr. Schultz told me that Calvin Moore is looking for his last CO for the 5th self-storage unit there. This was approved by the planning board on February 1st, 2018. It was one of the first site plans that I assisted the board with back then. And so I think this would be also a good project to schedule a site visit on the same Saturday that we have for Central Avenue. And what I need to do a little bit of homework here too, and go out there, call Calvin to check us, especially on the landscaping. I have a concern about. You know, but again, Mr. Schultz is requesting that we take a look at it to make sure that the work has been completed as scheduled, and you know, so that he can issue that last CO for the 5th unit.
Okay, thank you. There was a question in my mind about this because there was some retention work that was ongoing out there, and there was a discussion between the other committee in town, the Conservation Commission, regarding this. I don't know. Do you know if that's been resolved, Mark?
I am not exactly sure.
Okay.
I will check tomorrow with Joanne, the Conservation Administrator.
Great. I'll also talk to the chairman. I see him fairly often, and I'll ask about that because there was some sticking points on that when the project started, and I have a feeling they all pretty much got taken care of. It's not in our bailiwick, but we also want to make sure that we don't give away any of the town's negotiating stance with that. I'd be more than happy to do that on Saturday if we think we could get it done. I'm going to guess Central Lab's going to take us, if we go at, what did we say, 9 o'clock?
Yes.
I would actually hope we could, any chance we could do Central Lab earlier, 8:30, if we're going to have 2, and maybe be done by 10. I got 2 thumbs up on that one right away.
Yeah, we could do that.
Is 8:30 too early if we could start one of them? Okay. Go ahead. Yes.
Can you just, on Saturday, you're saying start at 8:30?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Yeah, start Saturday 8:30, about an hour at Central Lab. I have a feeling that 217 West Main may not take us long because it's a walk around the site on the outside. So I would try and 8:30 and maybe 9:30. If we could do that, please, I'd appreciate that. If you get a chance to drive by while the sun's out between now and then, take a look. You can come prepared with your questions. Okay. Mark, do you have anything else? I've got a couple things under old business I wanted to talk about.
I have one.
I think Ken has a question.
Yeah, Ken, go ahead.
Same thing on 217, I guess a full-scale set of plans. We do have those plans on the computer. I did because it was done when I was here.
Yeah.
But the other thought is that I do believe potentially this one I want to be careful of, may have the requirement for a stamped as-built plan from the design engineer. So I'm gonna look at those conditions and see if that's in there.
Yes.
Unlike the other one, which I think was done before we had those conditions
Yeah.
being
Right.
accentuated.
I'm
And-
smiling because we're looking for stamped as-built for storage units as opposed to.
No, it's not the storage
condominiums.
unit. It's the location of the storage units on the site and the rest of the stormwater design.
I
which they're certified.
understand. I understand, Mr. Diskin.
And I'd like to offer a thought that we pay special attention to the tree box filter that's on the site
Yes.
and its operation and its drawing as such.
Yep.
Or as design, let's put it that way.
That, as soon as you said tree box, it came rushing back to my mind.
Yes.
Thank you. Other questions about 217? Okay. If I may, Mark, I had two issues I wanted to touch on. Have we heard back from the folks at Global Montello for the traffic study?
Yes, I was in contact with them. They said they finished and they are writing up the report and they will be sending that to us. That was a week ago. They said it could take 2 weeks, so I would imagine hopefully by the end of this week or beginning of next week we will have the updated traffic study. But I have not received it as of today.
Okay, thank you. I'd appreciate if you, when you get it, just to send it along so we can take a quick look at it.
Yes.
And the other thing I had on my list was something I brought to the table, unrelated to our in-town business, was the project going on over in Littleton for elderly co-housing that happened. And I know you're going to think I'm a weird guy when I say I got to sit in on a fascinating meeting in front of the planning board last week. I did sit in on the planning board over in Littleton. The Littleton Planning Board has accepted the project at the current stage, and they're moving forward with 20 some odd units of senior housing. I think it's 25 units altogether. And it was interesting to watch another board actually work with the proponent during the meeting to get it taken care of. But there was a fairly strong support in the community that kind of helped push it over the goal line for them. So it's as you drive into Littleton, if you go down King Street, as you pass the it's across the street from the Neshoba Cafe, I think it's called, the little breakfast joint, between the town hall, closest to the center, and closest to the green, and the playing fields. Is an area on the left that used to be a dentist office. And there's a building there with a sign on it. It's not historic, but it's across the street. It's next to Tahadawan VFW and across the street from the Littleton Historical Society. And they have come up with a way to maintain the architecture of the current building sitting on there and put in 25 senior housing units. And what's interesting about this is there's only a couple of projects in Massachusetts this has been tried, but there will be 1 and 2 bedroom units where the expectation is that folks can go to a common area to eat if they want to, as opposed to staying in their units. And there'll be a walking path between the library and the town hall and stuff. It's a great situation. It's I think a really good location for it. But it's interesting to see that it's going to bring 6 units into their affordable housing needs for the town. Be interested to see that one moving forward. New business. If anybody doesn't have any old business, anybody have any new business out there? Wow.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Mr. Diskin.
does one of us want to talk about the proposal at town meeting to extend the water and sewer? I don't know if it doesn't really fall down our alley in particular, but it may have an impact on our development in the town of Ayer. You can leave it out.
No, if you want to bring it up, I have not spoken with anybody about this actual article. It's Article 9 the extension of water and sewer line on Harvard Road into the town of Harvard. I didn't read this in great care, and I'm probably going to speak out of turn. It's my understanding that the town of Harvard wants to add a housing just over the line going into Harvard. I forget the name of it. Do you know, Ken, the name of it now?
A little bit, Mark might know.
Well, Mark,
Do they know where the line is?
Muted. Yeah, right.
Mark, you're on mute.
So true.
I'm not aware of the name of the development, but I have talked to the planner there about it, and I can find out more if you'd like.
You want to give us a little info about my interest is who's sponsoring the article? Who's bringing it to the town of Ayer?
I would have to look at the warrant article itself.
I'm going to assume it's a DPW, believe it or not. I don't know. If I may, what happened years ago is Harvard was looking to build some housing, not single unit, not single, but multi-unit housing just over the line on the right-hand side as you head out of town.
Yeah.
Leave Global Montello's project on the left. It's not even 100 feet down on the right. There's a gravel road that goes in. And that had been identified as a great place for Harvard to add some housing. Harvard, as you may know, doesn't have a wastewater treatment facility for their residents. They have a wastewater treatment facility for their town center.
Right.
Otherwise, it's just, it's brutal over there, the amount of ledge they have to go through, so they never wanted to do it. And that's my assumption, Ken. I don't know anything more than that, so we can find out about it.
Can I just make one comment? I had a lot of questions today.
Excuse me,
Oh,
Sarah?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
By all means, put exactly how you do it in a Zoom meeting. You just speak up. I'm not always looking, but you have to say who you are
Oh, I'm
and what
Sarah.
street you live on. Yeah.
I'm Sarah Withy. I live on Groton Shirley Road, and
Thanks.
may I speak?
Yes.
All right. I had a lot of questions, and I asked the town manager today, and he told me that they're going to be posting a document about this that
Thank you.
he didn't I think he received it late. It's going to be on the website, and I just wanted to ask you guys to look at it when he posts it, because it's a big project, and nobody has the experience that the planning board of the town has, so it's like, I just kind of came as a flag. So.
No, that's quite all right. And what's happened, so.
No, but just he'll release, they'll release, or
Yeah.
you can ask for it tomorrow.
No, well, thank you very much. Yeah, it says develop approximately 150 to 180 bedroom units. That would be in Harvard, and that would be helpful for them. So we do have the capacity. Our wastewater treatment plant runs way under capacity here in town. So I'm assuming that we should be fine. And it brings some money into the town also. So anything else?
I
Yes,
just
Ken?
want to say
Or
that I
Jonathan?
agree with, yes, thank you, Chair. I agree with Ms. Worthy that we should pay very close attention to this. There's a number of reasons why I don't think it's appropriate to go into that detail, but I agree. I think it's something worth paying very close attention to.
Mm-hmm.
We all intend to do that.
Yep. No, this came out, I don't even when the warrant got to me, but I looked through it quickly and I saw this and I thought, oh, they're going to build the housing. We're going to attempt to build housing again on this end of Harvard. We are not in good shape for affordable housing. Harvard is not in anywhere near our good shape at this point, is what it comes down to. Any other new business?
Mr. Gardner's in the meeting. Maybe he's got some thoughts for us.
Bob?
Just unmuting. No, I'm just here as a pure spectator, interesting party, and thank you very much. Very informative. I am kind of a planning board junkie, I guess.
Or
If you
glutton for
want,
punishment.
you know what? We're happy. We're happy to go to the town and expand the size of the board so you can play too.
Well, I don't know about that, but thank you very much for.
What do they call that in current parlance? Packing the board? Excuse me.
Oh,
Ooh. Anyway, anything else? Did we ever get an updated copy of the minutes, Jonathan, after you sent them back? I didn't see them today.
I don't recall seeing them either.
I looked at the
Okay.
minutes.
I'm sorry?
I did review the minutes. But-
Yeah,
No, we're
I
talking about
don't,
the set. I did edits, Ken. I did some edits and sent them over to Mark, and I don't think we've seen them back since. I'm not sure.
Okay.
so I'm gonna ask that we table the approval of minutes from the December 22nd meeting until the 24th. Fair enough?
Request that you
Right.
send me those edits to those minutes so I may make them, because I had not seen them, otherwise I would have done those.
Okay. The request, Jonathan, is Heather would like a copy of them also. Okay?
Sure thing.
I can't believe it. It's 7:20. We're an hour and 5 minutes in. Cindy, you're
Yeah.
there. Can you believe we got it done?
I know. I'm so proud.
If we have nothing else to do this evening, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Krantz. Moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor.
Aye.
I'm sorry. Mr. Diskin, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. King,
Aye.
Ms. Murray,
Aye.
Mr. Krantz.
Aye.
Why not? We'll make it unanimous. Aye from the chair. Thank you all. Have a wonderful evening. I look forward to seeing you all on Saturday morning. Mark, please let us know what you figured out. And thank you. Have a great night.
Yes, good night. I will send out
Thank you.
information.
Goodbye.
Thank you,
Okay,
everybody.
yeah.
Mark and Heather.
Bye now.
Cindy, thank you.